I've been asked to give a little bit of history about the European Union. Sounds a big word, right? European Union. Who has heard it before? Before coming here, who has heard it before? Yeah? Okay. Yes.
I've heard European Union first from the social media, but also I got an opportunity to take part in European Union Embassy Ambassador. We were talking about how development and how we can empower youth to become better leaders and grab opportunities. So getting straight to the point about European Union, it's simply a combination of European countries in Tanzania, basically cooperating with the Tanzanian government to strengthen the economy of both parties, all that. So that's a little bit of how I know about European Union.
So it's on social media, but also I had friends who were participating in youth campaigns here. Diplomat Raphael, so one of among them. So that's how I heard of it.
EU means the union of the countries that are in European continent. And one of the things that I know, United Kingdom, that's the union.
That's a very good recollection too.
So a long time ago, they started like 6 countries. They said we need to come together, stop the war in Europe because we don't want people to die anymore, and we want to make sure that our countries develop. So what do? We have to unite. Who knows the saying, UMOJA ni utengano ni? Exactly. So that was the concept. That we come together, we share our resources to make sure that our economy is good, people stop dying, we build better roads, we build better industries, people get jobs, they live together in harmony. So it was people living in peace, and so that they can develop their countries. Until about 2019, 2020, we had 28 member states. And then, unfortunately, UK said, you know, I think we're going to go on our way and we will do our cooperation differently. So now there are 27 countries in the continent of Europe that share one, values. You know what are values? What are values?
Values are more like the beliefs and what they think it's right to be done within a certain society.
Very good. So this is what you believe. When you say that, I'm going to be your friend because, one, we believe that it's bad to fight. We have to study hard together. We have to support others. So we have something in common, and therefore we're going to be friends, right? So we say that our values are, so the EU values are, for instance, supporting human rights, democracy, the rule of law, justice, okay? These are some of the values that they share. And they say everything that we do is going to make sure that we make sure these values are protected and we adhere to these values. Everything, and now I'm coming to what we're doing here, including our cooperation with other countries, all right? So this is why, apart from the European Union, which is now this combination of these countries in Europe, they also created representations, meaning that they created institutions that will represent these values in their relationship in other countries. So until now, there are more than 145 representations in the world. So we have what we call the delegation. So when you said a representation in Tanzania, you are right. In Tanzania, we have this as the European Union. And we also have what we call now the member states. These are the countries that are within European Union and are also represented here in Tanzania. And who is the leader of an embassy? Who is usually at the top of an embassy? What are they called? Ambassador. Very true. Ambassador. So the EU also has an ambassador who is the head of the delegation, who is the head of the European Union delegation in Tanzania. So The EU ambassador is usually now the leader of the EU delegation in a country. And an ambassador is a diplomat. So this is a diplomatic mission. Who understands what is diplomacy? Diplomatic. These are big words, eh?
Sure.
Very big words. What do they mean? Who can try? We have people who are aspiring to be diplomats. It's okay, speak up. Yeah?
Diplomatic is a person. It comes from diplomacy. Diplomacy can be like the skills concerning about how to make the relationship between the nations or organizations. As we see, Tanzania, we have a good diplomats with Kenya or with other European nations. So within a diplomat, we get a person who is called a diplomat. So all ambassadors must be diplomats.
Diplomasia ina vitu vingi sana. Sawa eh? Ikiwamo kwenye uchumi, kwamba tunataka kuleta maendeleo kwenye nchi yetu, tunafanyaje? Kwa mimi kama mwanadiplomasia, ninaenda kwenye nchi nyingine ambao ni nchi rafiki, ninaongea nao, tunajaribu kutafuta namna ya kuleta uhusiano wa kiuchumi ili watu wao wanufaike na sisi tunufaike. Sawa? Kwa hiyo diplomasia ni hana sana, lakini ina mambo mengi na ni nzuri. Siku zote mwanadiplomasia anajitahidi kuhakikisha watu wanakuwa marafiki. Unaona? Hawapigani. Hawataki kuwe na wars. Sawa? They avoid war. They try and bring peace. So what the European Union does is also supports the weak against bullies. Sawa? Supporting weak against bullies. It's one of it. Because everybody has a right to be free. Everybody has a right to be respected, to have justice, to live in a democratic world. And that is the big message that the EU is bringing. I will give you guys, for those who want, we have this. And within it, we have, for instance, this one is D4T, which is Digital for Tanzania. So it's a program that supports digitization. And within it, it supports the government to create more jobs for young people through digital development. Kutengeneza policy, lakini vile vile kutengeneza mazingira wezeshi kwa vijana kujiajiri kwenye sekta ya kidijitali. Sawa. Kwa kuna programs mbalimbali za vijana. There's good news. End of last year, the EU walipitisha kitu kinachoitwa EU Youth Action Plan. So the EU Youth Action Plan itatengeneza bodi ya vijana. Kuna nani zitatumwa by the end of June, July for young people to apply, ambapo watakuwa kwenye a group and watakuwa wana advise on what the EU should do to support young people in different sectors. Kwa wale wanataka kuwa na diplomasia, watasema kwenye sekta ya diplomasia, wanaotaka kuwa madaktari kwenye sekta ya sayansi, maengineer vile vile, unaona. And how they, so this will be a board ambayo watu wata apply, young people will apply, and then they will be selected to be in this board. So that you have more activities for young people that the EU supports.